Yo, what's up, everybody? It's CLT here again, giving you another Rec League matchup here at the start of our week 4. So we are past the halfway point here with these matches. We have Kappachungus Deluxe versus Team Solid. Two teams that are very, very strong, looking to make a very big statement tonight with wins over each other, and overall make a really great push towards the playoffs here. Uh, we talked about in the Midwest Weekly that Kappachungus is kind of in those top 3 teams between Bop It Twisted, them, and Caster Curse, but Team Solid is looked really solid with all the puns intended there. Uh, Going into this kind of streak of tough matchups. They've got Kappachungus this week, Caster Curse next week. They did lose 2-0 to Bop It in a very competitive 2-0, might I add. So let's see what happens. We do have one of the kind of low-key MVP candidates in Campbell, unfortunately, will not be here for Kappachungus. So Joker of Sinju, who played mid last week, is subbing in, and Golden Sunset is going to move to support here for Kappachungus. So Team Solid has their full lineup. We see Souls, Cyanic Acid, Zelda, Seven, Squeezy, all returning here. And can't wait to see how this matchup ends up going. Got a little bit of a late start here, but was able to bring this to you guys. So, looking at the draft here, we see a couple of mids taken out, attacking Zelda's pool here in the Mel and the LeBlanc. Zelda does play a very mean LeBlanc. But some of the supports getting taken out here in Milio, Nautilus, Blitz, and then getting Foe off of Lee Sin and Ash being taken away as well here. So, looking at these drafts, though, we see the Pantheon, Talia, Sivir, Rakan, Cho'Gath taken for Kappachungus, and Team Solid answering with the Elise, Misfortune, Twisted Fate, Braum, Ornn here. So, pretty simple tank v tank matchup in the top lane. Jungle, we see a little more early ganking pressure coming out of Team Solid with the Elise here. The Elise Twisted Fate is a very, very tried and true combo. You can TF Gold card into Elise Cocoon and then start to combo the damage off of that. But one of the other marquee combos out there is Pantheon Talia. Again, similar concept, point and click stun with Talia push over the rocks here. And then for bot lane, we see quite a bit of protection for the Misfortune and the Braum, but Sivir, Rakan going to be able to roam a little bit more, and Sivir play weak side with all the wave clear that she brings. So be curious to see how Team Solid kind of attacks the bot side of the map, because Sivir left unchecked, she's just going to be able to farm and lengthen this game quite heavily, because Team Solid does not have the greatest amount of wave clear, especially under pressure, to where Kappachungus, Talia has a respectable amount of wave clear, but I'm looking at the Sivir right here being able to extend this game. So the Braum, though, does allow some of her team fight damage to be limited into the shield, as he'll be able to block a lot of the reflex if timed correctly. So very, very curious here on how it goes. This is a triple AP topside, so I think Cho'Gath is going to be able to itemize very well here. I would love to see a Spirit Visage first, just because that amplifies the healing on his passive as well. Into something like Ornn, TF Elise, like it's going to be really hard to break through. He could also go Kinetic Rukern as well, as he scales with the health. So overall, I'll be very, very curious to see how everything goes here. I can see a world where TF goes Could go Roa into like an RFC into Lichbane here. I think RFC second has a lot of value with the low range comp coming out of Kappachungus. So, um, yeah. Yeah, very, very curious to see how this is going to go here. Let's move over to the teams and the players. Shift these over just a little bit here. But no surprises here on where everybody's going. Not really the hardest comps to figure out, so. Alright, so I am going to put on a. Uh, actually, ad is in progress. Sweet. Let's get the full name in here. Out of respect here. Alright, here we go. With game one, we have Kappachungus Deluxe on the blue side and Team Solid here on the red side. One of the marquee matchups here for week 4.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
See a little bit of a delay invade coming in here. Red trinket being taken by cyanide. So, see how this goes. We do see, though, foe invading the top side, so we might just have an old school split map going on here. Though we do see that the bot lane for Team Solid ended up staying too long. They're going to lose experience for 2, maybe potentially 3 minions. So bot lane's going to be behind on experience here. So there's a level 2 coming out from the bot lane. Let's see if they try to zone off 7 and Squeezy here. This is our first TF of the split, actually, now that I think about it. So it's a pick that's kind of, I don't want to say slept on, it's just a very niche specific pick. I'm surprised to see it in game 1 of Fearless, but that's fine. Squeezy ended up getting level 2, but 7 did not up until now, so yeah, the bot lane of Team Solid behind the experience curve here a little bit. Pilk and Zelda trading. The one thing about split map is you gotta think about the jungler being on your side of the map early here. So Cyanic Acid getting first blood, ganking the bot lane here. So, first blood going over to this Elise is pretty big. She definitely snowballs quite heavily with early pen items. See, we got a few fans in chat. Yep, I managed to make it here. I felt the need to kind of rush home here because patch drops tomorrow and the replays do get deleted here, so I know Souls was nice enough to send me over the replays if needed, but we're gonna make it. Squeezy, though, putting up the brick wall here on this trade. Acid, though, flashing, missing the cocoon, but Pilk flashing as well. And it sets up Zelda guy to also burn flash here for the gold card. And second blood going over the Team Solid. So Cyanic Acid here putting his mark on the map. Oh, but here's Foe flashing in on 7. He ends up burning the flash and it clings here. Overall, a pretty successful gank. Didn't net anything by Foe, but here he is fighting Cyanic here. But Golden Sunset making some mobility work on Rakan here. Nice repel from Elise here. Golden burning the heal to give some more movement speed. That ends up just netting nothing here. I do have some tempo for this first dragon, but 7 on this Misfortune coming back with a BF sword. They wanted to match back for back, which I can completely understand. BF swords are pretty good first back here for any 80 carry. But we do see Team Solid starting up this dragon here. So we do see at least continuing to go after this dragon here, which now that his bot lane pushed in, I think this is going to be a free dragon. And there is first dragon taken by Team Solid. This Infernal Dragon is pretty good. Souls, though, looking like he's trying to all in. Teemos up top. Teemos having to burn the flash here. Something we don't see often. We see Teemos grabbing double control wards here. It looks like he's wanting to fight over Vision. Trying to make something happen for Foe. But here's Foe up top. Acid, though. Here, Teemos gets the ult here. But here's also Zelda guy roaming up here. And he ends up getting taken down by Foe as well. So 2 for 2 up in the top lane. Fight here in the bot lane as both ADs hit level 6, but now Squeezy actually hit the level 6. Golden is not 6 here. Squeezy has potentially all summoners to make a move. Oh, flash from Acid here. As he was going after these grubs, he ended up picking up one. Pilk, though, having to walk into the river, ends up walking into TF. Elise. Soul's trying to create some space here. But Soul's actually ended up stealing, I think, a second grub here. But it's 2-1 on the grubs going over to Team Solid. And Elise is 5-0. Golden getting taken down. Looking to make a move there on the Squeezy, but did not turn out well for him. Joker will have to back as well. Nice little trade going over for Pilk here.
You can take that from me.
bot lane here. 7 and Acid both burning their ults. TF though coming down. Oh, nice flash by 7 on the Misfortune. To go over there and get the last couple of hits on the foe. And now they're diving in between tier 1 and tier 2. And a double kill coming out for this Elise. 7-0-1 here at 11 minutes. Oh! Oh my! They went for the tower dive. It doesn't look like they were all on the same page because Zelda did not commit to it, but there was no wave either. And Joker ends up picking up a much needed triple kill. And more importantly, the shutdown that was on Cyanidic Acid as well. So now you're going to have a full first item. Sivir sitting on 2,300 gold. Now, 1,100 gold over his counterpart. So we start to see the first items coming out here. 7 still had enough for his BT, but Yun Tao plus boots completed for Joker. Here, second dragon though getting taken by Team Solid, and that does give them feats of strength here. I also love the fact that these two dragons ended up like being this way. Infernal Dragon will improve Elise's damage quite heavily. She does build a lot of raw AP and pen. But more importantly, this Earth Drake double stacks on the Orin passive and the Orin items as well. So no matter what, Orin items are getting even more extended value off of these two early Drakes. But we do see that it is going to be a Hextech soul.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Is on the map here, so you do see the gates coming out now. Top lane's been pretty much kind of a farm session here. Souls has gotten a little more than Timos out of this lane. He completed his hollow radiance, I believe. Hey, there we go. Close one. While Heartsteel was completed by Cho'Gath. I'm not 100% with the Heartsteel here into virtually 2 melees. Elise is not going to be melee enough, but if he can feel like he stacks it on souls through an extended laning phase, then it should be alright here. So, we do have Boots and Luden's Companion completed by this TF here. Be kind of curious to see what direction he goes from here. Whether it be Lichbane or Rapid Fire Cannon. Soul's getting the better part of some of these trades here. And he ends up getting the 1v1 versus Timos there. We do see the Talia Pantheon combo coming out onto Zelda guy. Golden Sunset is in this fight as well here. The two bot laners are stuck bot side. Cocoon plus Gold Card coming out, and they just end up one-shotting foe here. Seven end up burning the ult here just to clear the wave. Golden Sunset, though, gets hit by the Cocoon. Nice pushback here from Pilk. Just overall, just a little bit of trade of health there in this mid lane. So looking at the game so far, we got exactly a 3,000 gold lead here. Well, Joker potentially getting jumped on here. Zelda using the Q to drop the spell shield. Joker's not the weakest in the world here. Q coming up here soon from him. He's got one pass on the Zelda here, and he also had to burn the barrier, so Zelda going for this bot lane play, but that triple kill from Joker ended up putting him quite a bit ahead of most everybody on the map. I think he's got the most gold on the map. He's even 600 gold up on Cyanidic. He's farming quite well. Okay, so Pantheon ult was used topside here. It looks like Kappachungus going after this Rift Herald. See if anybody from Team Solid wants to try and check this. TF taking the Hex Gate out. He is mid. Does not have all souls though. Only getting one here. Oh, big knockup. Joker ends up taking that one. And Shogath will end up using the ult to take out souls here. So 2 for none in favor of Kappachungus off that Rift Herald fight. Zelda having the ult away. His Pilk was trying to wall him in to his turret there, so everybody from Kappachungus also has enhanced recall since they were all there taking down the Rift Herald. Dangerous TP coming out of Pilk here. But he ends up saving this turret here as he ended up grabbing Fade's Ashes second. So enhances weight clear a little bit more. Blue buff up here for somebody. Golden Sunset though looking to potentially make a play on bot side. Nice spell shield coming out of Joker, and Joker now 5-0-1. Here comes the Sivir. Has Yuntal and went IE, so had enough gold there to completely dodge the attack speed item. We see Storm Surge coming out of TF, so is this kind of an old school blue card build? This would be quite the interesting development. One thing that will be coming into play here is we see Souls hit level 13, so he's going to be able to start upgrading some items here soon. Storm Surge, outside of Death Cap, is one of the best items to upgrade here. We'll see if they know the mid-max game coming out of the Orin items here. We get just a big brawl fight up top here between two tanks. Excuse me. So, looks like Frozen Heart potentially coming out here next for Souls. Squeezy is up top. See if he tries to jump to a minion. Souls looking for the all-in up top. Teemos flashing, and even has the knock-up to stop Souls' charge here. So, flash burn for the Cho'Gath. Yeah, I just seen you over there, Trip Hazard. Yeah, that dive on Joker there in the early game was very risky. Nice silence overall. Teemos, though, with no flash. It's hard to take out. Golden Sunset, though, kind of here by himself. And they don't seem to want to advance onto him. Foe was waiting in the wings there. But I think if you're Kappachungus, you're perfectly fine with this game state. Even though you're down to 2,300, like, Joker being the Fed member is amazing. Joker 2 for 2 on spell shielding this gold card here from Zelda. I think once the Sivir hits 3 items, this is going to be a very difficult team to wave clear into. So I almost would have wanted to see a pivot from Souls using the Warden's Mail to go after Randuin's, just because you have enough MR and health pool for the rest of the team. It's just going to be Joker that's grinding him down. Lichbane coming out here for the Elise. Interesting pickup. Looks like Rift Herald's going to be used here in the mid lane. Pilk going to drop this turret here. Soul's looking for a 2v2 here in the river here. Acid ends up dropping his full cooldowns. Doesn't even get the Storm Surge proc. I think Foe had his E up to dodge all of that damage. We're also gonna not only start seeing Ornn items come out, but upgraded boots being able to get bought here for the side of Team Solid. So it's not like they don't mind a slow-paced game either. I think their gold gets used pretty effectively here overall. Otacon did spawn bot lane. No real surprise there. Nice pickup on the Hex Drinker coming out from Foe. Wants to be able to walk into Fog of War, and a majority of the pick damage will be magic. So I think that's a really smart pickup from him. Do you see a nice E coming out? Zelda, though, kind of sitting here in the back line, and they're going to turn onto Zelda here. We got to see what Joker does here. Shogat, though, oh, 7 getting knocked up from the Talia rocks. Stun coming out for Foe. Nice Weaver's Walls coming out here. Pilk does find himself on the other side of it, and he ends up falling, but Kappachungus is going to end up taking this 5v5 here. And that's actually a 5-for-1. And the Otacon coming up. So big turn of events here, as Kappachungus ended up pulling the trigger quickly on the Zelda guy when he ulted into the backline. Really nice communication and team play from them. Now we see a potential dragon up in 10 seconds. I don't know if they want to back here. I would honestly think they would want to stay. They have Cho'Gath ult potentially coming off cooldown for this dragon. Like, it's got 15 seconds left on it. It would have been close. So maybe they want to do like an old school super tempo, where they just back, buy the items, and then just run straight there to look for a 5v5 again. We do see Team Solid, though, starting up this dragon. Pilk does have TP up here. Soul's doing his best to create some space. The front line, though, is not present here for Kappachungus. He's not 100% sure. Oh, nice push from Pilk to hit 3. Ignored the Ornn kickback. But that is now soul point for Team Solid, as I felt like they got away with murder there a little bit. Teemos just wasn't on the right side of that fight there to front line and move up into the team comp. I thought he was going to actually flank, but he ended up not doing it, so. So, we are now tied in kills here, and gold lead is less than 1,000 for the side of Team Solid. They do have 3 dragons up. They are on soul point. But Kappachungus getting the gold on the right members. Joker is on 3 items now. You even got 2 items on Golden Sunset. So, I'll be very curious to see how this goes. So far, Ornn items are coming out. We see upgraded BT over 2-7. Teemos getting stunned here by Zelda, but taking very minimal damage here. He ended up picking up the Hollow Radiance second. I'm not a big fan of Hollow Radiance as like your MR item. If you're using it for wave clear, you know, like Galio, then it's respectable, but we do see potential ult coming out of TF. Pilk, though, taking quite a bit of residual damage from Zelda and Cyanidic. Stun coming out. Teemo's just eating all of this MF ult. Squeezy trying to do his best to tank. Souls with the knock-up ult there. 7, though, trying to fight on the opposite side. He does end up taking care of Teemos, but he will end up falling here. And now it's up to Souls and Zelda guy. Oh, it's a fairly close attempt by Zelda guy here. Souls putting in some damage here on Pilk. Hextech Drake getting pinged. That is soul point for Team Solid here. Joker's going to pick up solo gold for this top lane here. And now you want to see Last Whisper coming out of Joker here. And there it is. So he's going to start building his pen item. He's way ahead of the curve here. Looks like IE potentially coming out from 7, but he's still about 500 gold away from that, give or take. Storm Surge upgraded here for Zelda guy. That's a pretty nice buff here. That's 140 instead of the 90. Zelda, though, popping the ult here. It looks like he's kind of in the middle of everybody here, getting stunned up and eaten by Teemo. Squeezy having to flash away. Golden, though, also flashing in. But Kappachungus using these Hex Gates real well. Pilk taking some residual damage. Souls, though, knocking up some of the members of KC. And 7 trying to now just orb walk around this fight here. Teemos, though, going to end up getting taken down as he's took quite a bit of damage there from Cyanidic. Again, this Hollow Radiance, just not the item in my opinion. But we do see him picking up the Unending Despair, so that's really nice to have in his back pocket. Lich Bane completed for Zelda. Oh, and Cyanidic and Squeezy going on a ward hunt. End up getting taken out by Joker and foe. The dragon coming up here in 5 seconds. We see Kappachungus here looking like they're going to take this next dragon, so they're delaying the soul dragon another few minutes here. You see full Lord Doms completed from Joker off that last back. Zelda, though, in a boatload of trouble here. This Heartsteel stack. Oh, nice flash to not be eaten. They popped the ghost to run away, but Pilk ends up flashing to take him out here. So Zelda off the map for another 40 seconds. This is a rough comp now and a rough game state for TF to be playing in. Oh, Joker, that Q damage wasn't. Oh my lord. And Cyanidic gets taken out. MF ult does clear the wave and put off a decent amount of damage on the Pilk. But 7 just getting one shot from everything Joker does. Joker underneath the turret here. And he finally chops down Souls. Joker now 9-0 and 11. Here. Almost 10 CS a minute, by the way, as well. Actually, Joker now potentially on 100% crit. I actually think he is. Yeah, he's Yeah, 100% crit strike chance. So let's see what he wants to build in this 6th item. Oh, he just bought a full BT. Oh, Lord. This Sivir is full build of 31 minutes. Do you see a fight getting started there? Souls does end up taking out Foe. Golden Sunset getting chopped down here. Oh, nice flash. Zelda guy falls. Souls ends up falling. But Joker's just here cleaning up this fight. And a triple kill coming out for Joker. What's up, Campbell? My team are the GOATs. You wouldn't have said that earlier in this game. But they ended up turning it around. The big turning point of this game was the triple kill for Joker off the turret dive. And it just looked like Team Solid just never really recovered from that kind of move. Teemo's tanking for all the minions. Squeezy trying to block all of the autos here, but it's just gonna end up coming up short here. And Kappachungus Deluxe off the back of Joker. 14-0-12 on the Sivir will take game 1. So let's go to the in-game lobby here and just see how this ended up going. Kappachungus taking game 1 here. I do like a lot of things that I've seen out of Team Solid, but man, that bot lane dive, that's gonna really hurt here. Even after the bot lane dive, like they were still up in gold. Yeah, right here was the bot lane dive where the gold kind of got reduced, but it ended up just being the Sivir show after that. So, well played for Kappachungus, not giving up, but Team Solid definitely playing this early game quite well. The standout being Cyanuric Acid, having that 5-0 start. So, let's go over here to the draft of Game 2. So, Team Solid's trying to stay on the red side. Yeah, they were on red side Game 1. And let's see what happens. Kappachungus is getting rid of the Senna here. Lee Sin coming out. So, bans for the most part are the same for Kappachungus. For Team Solid, they got rid of the Blitzcrank and the Ash here. So, Kappachungus grabbing Joker, the Varus here. So let's see what Team Solid responds with. Jinx potentially coming out for 7. see what enchanter they want to pair that with. Oh no, they want Cyanic to be on the Jarvan here, so wanting a little more engage built into their comp. Souls being the only engage on that Ornn was just not enough, especially when you have something like Sivir in the game. But Sivir taken out, so see how this goes. Ahri, the hover here, and the lock-in for Kappachungus. Ahri kind of being a champion that we don't... It's kind of fallen out of favor with a lot of mids. I think she has respectable numbers in kit, but it just feels like you have to do so much to get damage out of her that you can just... It's much easier to get it out of somebody else here. So we do see the Ahri Vi combo come out, which is still a very potent combo. So I love what the mid jungle duo Foe and Pilk, the combos they're picking. They had the Talia Pantheon last game and Ahri Vi this game, and then Team Solid Zelda responds with this Aurora here. Aurora, a very formidable laner into Ahri. Definitely pumps out the damage earlier and is mobile enough that it's hard for Ahri to hit something so nimble. But my concern is at that level 6 to level 9 area where Aurora can just get one shot by Vi Ahri with an R. So that's the only concern I have, but we'll see. Zelda Guy did play a lot of Aurora on release here, so we will see what happens. And then the Nautilus and the Milio band coming out for Team Solid. This band is, in fact, a Milio. And Kappachungus getting rid of the Cassante and the Renekton, so don't want to see Souls put in a position to carry a game here. We see the Morgana coming out. I don't mind the Morgana into single shot or single target CCs like Vi, but overall the champion doesn't bring much outside of the Black Shield to the table here. I know Squeezy last time played Morgana into MTE, landed quite a few bindings, and put in quite a bit of work. Actually, I don't know if that was MTE. But okay, we see the Yorick coming out from Teemos here. Yorick being kind of the play, and some of the Yorick answers are off the table in the Cho'Gath and the Renekton. And the Karma coming out, so a fairly formidable poke lane coming out of Kappachungus here. And I don't mind their 4-man comp while the Yorick split pushes here. So let's see what Team Solid has to answer. We see an Olaf hover here. I'm not a great big fan of this Olaf. Just because of the Yorick cage. If you're very well versed in using that Yorick cage, Olaf can just get caged and he walks away here. But Olaf is the lock-in here for Team Solid. So let's see how everybody sees this draft here. Let me know in the chat what side of the draft do you like here.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
I return to my training.
I have more important matters to attend to.
My countermeasures are ready, even if you...
Coward. May you die with your eyes closed.
Only flee.
So, looking at these comps, for the most part, I am kind of favoring Kappachungus. I think their comp is a little easier to execute, and overall isn't too afraid if they get behind. I always think they have pressure in the side lane with this York, and I think overall Team Solid's comp, they're going to have to pick the right engages, and also there is a touch of anti-synergy with Jarvan Olaf if they play it incorrectly here, so I don't know. If there's a world where this Olaf gets ahead and he can contain this York, and then you have Olaf running at you with Morgana Black Shield and Aurora off to the side, I don't mind Team Solid's comp. It's very, very hard to execute. And I think that's one thing we've noticed uh, in some of these series now that we have a decent sample size in the rec league is it's like execution, ease of execution for these comps, for these teams. It's like the lower the ease is, the lower the floor is for these comps, the just overall more consistent they end up becoming here. So we are going to run a 3-minute ad during the spectate, and we will get back to you guys with game 2 of Team Solid versus Kappachungus. Here we are with game 2 of Team Solid versus Kappachungus Deluxe. Kappachungus did take game 1.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Looks like a potentially delay invade coming out, but that was thwarted by Golden Sunset. Nice RQ there.
Minions have spawned.
You see a gank coming up from Cyanitic up top here as he flashed, forcing Yorick's flash. I do love the pivot to go lethality Varus here with the arcane comments. Not only can you attack the bot lane of Jinx Morgana quite well, but it goes also with the poke that Golden Sunset's bringing on this Karma.
To destroy the curse, I use it. The Isles remember. I shall perform your
You see Cyanitic up here in the top lane, making another move on the Teemos here. Knockup coming out, Souls pops the W and gets the first blood here. So Cyanitic Acid putting a lot of resources into this counter pick by Souls. Seven eating quite a bit of poke here from Joker. But first dragon going over to Kappachungus here, and it is an air drake.
Never fall.
Watch them squirm.
Interesting kill there from Joker. Golden Flash queued. Timos though is level 6, but Souls now, with that pressure given up topside, ends up getting the solo kill here versus Timos. Zelda guy given a small CS lead. Joker's ult ends up missing 7, but his squeezy there is kind of unable to do much from there. Golden though, trying to put pressure on, but he's gonna get dove in here from Cyanidic. And he ends up getting the feats of warfare here off of a EQ and the R, trapping Golden there. So we see the top side of the map is doing quite well here for Team Solid. But Joker is putting together a pretty impressive CS lead despite being in this 2v1 here for a bit. Cyanidic though, looking at this invade, and this is a very interesting invade. His mid laner wanted the back, bot lane wasn't fully pushed in here, but ends up getting out with burning those summoners. But 7 ended up cleansing early, but Squeezy with a late black shield ends up getting him out of the Varus ult. They're looking to try and kite this away and fight. All coming out, and 7 ends up taking down Golden Sunset. See if Joker can end up getting one back. He does not. Also the great news here is Plate did not go down here. 18 hit points from going down. So that means 7 will have a chance of picking up this Plate gold. So Vi's level 7 here. I want to see where Foe takes this first ult from Vi. Looks like his bot side is getting invaded again here. Squeezy being very patient, forcing Joker to flash here, but Aurora plus J4 are in here. Pilk though, getting the reset on the ult here, and he ends up getting the shutdown on the side Cyanidic. Golden here though, autoing Zelda. Joker's here as well, and Zelda's going to end up falling here to Joker. So what was an invade where they picked off Foe, they ended up getting collapsed on. It ends up being a 2-for-1. Oh, 7 taking a boatload of damage here from the ult. Both bot lanes training ults and poke here. And they are pretty low. Karma heal coming up in 10 seconds. Let's see if they want to play around that. Oh, and 7 ends up getting sniped here from Joker. Had flash up as well. I think he probably didn't think that arrow was going to hit. Soul's gonna eat all of these ghouls here. But here comes Cyanitic here, getting the flash out of Timos. See if they can end up taking out the minion, or the maiden, sorry. And they do, so Timos gonna be without the maiden for a few waves. Both items completed from the mid laners here. Luden's Companion for Zelda and Malignance here for Pilk. Foe, though, going after this dragon. Joker, though, getting flashed on. And ends up having to burn barrier to get out of there, though. Foe is here. Golden Sunset flashing forward for the tether. Again, 7 does not have flash, but Golden Sunset's here. Cyanitic Acid diving in. Zelda guy also here with the ult. And Zelda guy ends up getting snared up from the Varus ult. I like the aggressiveness coming out of Team Solid, but that's what they have to be with this comp here. If not, I think for the most part they just get out team comp with this York, Vi, Ari, you kind of comp on top. Squeezy though, getting charmed up as he moved forward to Q Pilk out of the TP and ends up falling to this mid lane turret. Zelda guy eating quite a bit of poke here, and he is super low. Charm coming out, and 7 ends up getting taken down by Pilk on this Ari. Ends up having a really nice cleanse, but too many dashes coming out of this Ari. And Pilk now 3-0. Looks like Souls is trying to all-in Timos here. Squeezy in the neighborhood as well. Oh, and Souls ends up getting taken out by the turret there. Big all-in coming off of mid lane as Zelda and Cyanitic going after, but Vi ends up turning this. And Joker ends up putting out a bullet of damage. Here, Zelda ends up eating a Q as well. And this is starting to fall apart here for Team Solid. Zelda going for the snipe here. And will end up getting taken out by Foe. Foe's had a very quiet game on this impactful champion like Vi. But the last two fights or so, it's been coordinating the ults quite well here. Pilk is going to end up getting this bot lane tier 2 as Joker gets the tier 1 here in mid. So now almost a 5k gold lead for Kappachungus here. Teemo's even getting the top tier 1, so 3 turrets ends up falling in the last 45 seconds here.
Arise and return to this world.
Never falter.
Teemo's burning the TP to answer up top lane. He must feel comfortable that his 4-man squad here will get this dragon. This will be soul point for Kappachungus. Putting a team on soul point here at 17 minutes is a very quick pace. Souls using the ult here, flashing out of the wall put up by Teemos here. So both top laners burning both summoners here. Souls though almost getting taken down by the maiden, but ends up surviving. Rift Herald getting dropped mid here. I think they will end up taking this mid tier 2. Cyanitic on a ward here. Pilk though trying to get the solo invade out. Zelda guy is chasing, does not have flash, but they at least got the ult out of Pilk, so not much proactiveness going to be coming out of this Ahri. Is on 2 items though. I need to see her complete these boots here on this back. She does not. Sitting on 600 gold here. Soul's getting trapped up here by Teemos. Golden Sunset in the area. Souls is going to have to look to turn this potentially. But just gets his ult kited out here. And Souls is going to end up falling. They let Teemos takes that as well. Pilk did not back here. But it looks like Zelda here is going to end up getting this bot turret. He ended up having to burn flash. So Zelda had a sneaky W in there. Yuntal picked up by 7, but Joker's already on a second item. You have Demolish plus 3 grubs coming out of Teemos here. Cyanitic though getting jumped on here after this turret falls by Foe. Foe's gonna end up taking 1. Squeezy though having to flash into his base. 7 pumping out. You know, some auto attacks, but it's just lacking on the damage right now. You see Otacon getting picked up here. by Kappachungus, so wanting to extend this lead even more. They're up 6k gold. And this is looking pretty rough here for Team Solid. Souls, though, trying to survive this 1v1, but ends up getting taken out by Timos there. This Olaf R5 pick just not working out. Not sure if he had any other answers. Oh! I think I'm finding it really difficult to look for some type of win con here for Team Solid. Like Souls has no chance in the side lane versus York now. I think it kind of comes through Zelda guy. There's an all-in by Foe here on the Cyanitic. Black Shield putting in quite a bit of work, but Squeezy is going to end up getting taken down here. Cyanitic all but out of this fight. He ends up ulting in here. Seven also gets taken down. Soul's now trying to make something happen. He ends up flashing, taking down Golden Sunset. And Zelda guy dove in there and got taken out. So, that was a 5-for-1 in favor of Kappachungus here. Big Bonk. When is Ash's next game? I'm not sure if their game has been announced yet for this week 4. But Binky, it is nice to see you in the chat, my friend. Much love.
Aren't they?
Yeah, Binky, the Happy Jellyfish G League has not announced their week 4 game. So Campbell, so proud of my teammates. Yeah, they've looked good. I think they haven't really out drafted themselves in these 2 games. I feel like Team Solid just didn't support some of the carries enough in the draft. Like, I don't mind Aurora Jinx and even J4, but I don't really see what this this Morgana is gonna do, especially with just more of a raw AP build. And this Olaf kind of seems like he's in a weird position here. Might be time to retire. My boys can cook like this without me. I don't know. I think they played to their strengths quite well here. Oh, big arrow coming out of Joker though. Squeezy getting ulted here, and then all end by Foe as he ults through the trap. 7 taking a lot of residual damage here on the side. It's just real hard. Souls, though, diving in here. It's going to be really hard. Ult from 7 does not get through to support Souls, and 7 will fall to Timos and this York here. Zelda's the only one left up, but Pilk doing all he can to stop him from backing here. And this is going to be all she wrote as Kappachungus Deluxe ends up taking the 2-0 series here versus Team Solid. So, really nice showing game 1 from Team Solid here. I think Cyanidic Acid got a really good early game lead for them, and I thought they were in a really good position, but then that triple kill turret dive over to Joker's Sivir didn't go so well for them. But then this game 2, I question mainly the draft in game 2. So I think Team Solid still has a really good chance of making it to playoffs. They have one more marquee matchup coming up next week against Caster Curse, which I think they will go back to the drawing board, take a lot from the series, and be able to put up a really big fight there. But Kappachungus coming out with a decisive 2-0 here with some subs in here, so I like what they ended up bringing to the table here. So glad I could get this cast out live. Note with the patch coming out tomorrow, Riot does delete the replay, so we do got this out here. Looking further ahead to the rest of the week, we do have series tomorrow night and Thursday night. Let me pull up the schedule real quick. So we have MN Misfits coming off their big win against Bop It Twisted, facing Minimum Talent. We'll see if Minimum Talent can come away with their first series win of the split, or if MN Misfits are now going to put their name into the discussion for this 4th playoff spot. And then Thursday we have another pretty marquee matchup in Big Brains All Mechanics versus Caster Curse. Big Brains needing to come out with a win here to make this this regular season even more interesting when it comes to this 4th playoff spot. And also, if they can knock off Caster Curse, this means Caster Curse's 3rd spot could also be achievable there. So overall, I liked again just the competitiveness of this league. So Kappachungus goes up to 4-1, now solidifying themselves in the 2nd spot here, tied with Bop It Twisted, but Bop It Twisted did beat Kappachungus week 1. So Team Solid now improving to 3-2. You know what? Let's just go ahead and throw this up on the draft page. And move over to that scene. Here we go. So yeah, Kappachungus, if Bop It does take care of business, they will be in 2nd place here, tied with Kappachungus, though they do hold the tiebreaker over them at 4-1. Team Solid now does improve to, or goes down to 3-2. So still a lot of room, a lot of games left for them. They're still in a very prime position for this 4th playoff spot. We have Big Brains versus Caster Curse as the 2-2 teams. We'll see which one goes up to 3-2 here. Note, Team Solid does play Caster Curse next week. MN Misfits can put their hat in the discussion if they do knock off Minimum Talent here and they go to 3-2. But yeah, we'll see what ends up happening here. I'm glad everybody could join us for this Rec League action, and we will see you guys tomorrow. And keep a watch out for Midwest Weekly coming out potentially Thursday or Friday. We'll see when we record it. But yeah, that'll be coming out here soon. Thanks you guys again.